Brother got them oxtails. Brother just gonna eat some oxtail. Family, what's going on? What's going on with you? How y'all feeling today? Curtis Hughes, Mindful Lomi, Hello Kita, Britty Beats Bang, Uyo Kiro, Empress P, Viva La Ills. I love y'all names. Alaya B, Sex and Stardust, Simply Tay. How y'all feeling, y'all? I just want to get into a brief Q&A. You know, been handling stuff all day, working on some readings and whatnot, getting some Patreon content. Y'all tap into the Patreon every Tuesday, Thursday, live streams every Sunday. All right, y'all. And besides that, you know, I just want to, I know we feeling all optimistic, positive, and we've been learning a lot today under this Sagittarius sun and this Jupiter influence, moon influence. Don't forget, Cancer got that Jupiter influence. Don't forget. So when we talk about the most spiritually inclined signs in the zodiac, y'all cannot leave Cancer out that. Y'all cannot leave Cancer out that. But for the most part, I just want to get into a quick Q&A, probably quick 20-25 minute Q&A. Y'all could drop questions in the box, all right, so we can make it a bit more organized. But anything y'all want to ask, anything, this for y'all. All right, we could build up on whatever. I know y'all sending me all type of questions. Sometimes I don't get to answer all questions in the comments. Sometimes with things that I post, y'all DMing me things. So whatever y'all want to talk about real quick, you feel me? It's halftime of this finals game. I wanted to go live earlier, so I'm like, nah, halftime, we got to get it in real quick. We got to get it in real quick. We got to get it in real quick. Besides that, you know, I hope y'all been enjoying the Sagittarius moon transit. I hope it's been giving y'all the influence to be able to see the glass half full in a lot of situations, regardless of how your emotions, where your emotions is at. We also know, like we at the end of Cancer season with a full moon approaching, so emotions could be high, period. Which zodiac sign? All right, let me take a sip first. So y'all want to go to that topic. Which zodiac sign get the best head? Sometimes I be wishing I'm not a Libra so I don't come off biased. Sometimes I wish I wasn't a Libra so a lot of my shit don't come off biased. I just finna eat some oxtail. I got, you can't, motherfucker, oxtail be all up in your shit. God damn. Shit. But I'm gonna say throw Libra, Pisces. Libras and Pisces is different. They different. Water signs, when they really connected to you, suck the soul out you. A water sign that's really invested in you. The water signs do everything with some heart and some emotion. You feel me? And us men, we don't be liking that head with attitude. I don't like that shit. Do that shit like you like that shit. Show me, just like Kodak said, I need to see how you feel about me. That's why I gotta get the head. I want to see how you feel about me. That's facts. You know, you gonna know how she feel about you the way she get you head. So I'm gonna just throw Pisces in there because they're super pleasers. Libras in there feel crazy if they not pleasing their partner that well in sex. So if y'all was there for the sex live, y'all already know Libras, they feel crazy if they feel like their partner's not getting orgasms or coming, or if they feel like their partner could go, tell somebody else that shit was weak as hell. Libra, that crush a Libra. The Libra gonna go dumb hard every time. Gonna try to eat the shit out your pussy every time. The next time y'all have sex. So I'm gonna throw Pisces and thing up there. Pisces and Libra. And after that, like Pisces and Libra to me are fighting for first place when it comes to giving the best head. And after that, I'm gonna throw possibly Sagittarius, man. Possibly Sagittarius. I can throw Sagittarius in there, man. A happy Sagittarius woman will take you to different places with the head. Sex overall, period. What about Leos? Leos, yeah, but Leos be a little, like some signs is too, a little, I don't want to say selfish, but some signs ain't going to lose themselves in it. Like some signs will do it, like they want to please you, but then they want to hurry up and they want to receive the head, or they want to have sex. Leos might have that energy. They might give you the head, but then they getting ready, they want to fuck. Like Pisces and Libras will stay down there. They're gonna do you the way they want to be did. Pisces and Libras is going to sex you the way you want, the way they want it. So they will forget about their pleasure down there and stay down there. I done had them all, bro. Next. What are your thoughts on moon rituals? I think everybody need to be doing moon rituals. If you into astrology, you need to be exercising them. You need to be getting more in tune, practicing. The moon rituals is helping you to understand your power. Moon rituals is understanding you. It's helping you to understand how to work with the universe. So when me, Cheryl's, or any astrology y'all paying attention to, Zodi, Dolo the Pilot Man, Hood Healer, whoever it is, when we talk about moon transits, period, throughout the week, you already working magic. When we talking about the moon family, you have to know we already working magic doing that. When we mention things about the moon, what sign the moon is in, and then y'all see them tweets in the morning, and y'all start shifting your actions and reactions and emotions towards that energy, you're working magic. So we want to maximize that shit. So with the full moon coming around in Aquarius, dive into some full moon rituals. Light a candle. Write down some things on the paper you don't want in your life no more. The things that you realize you've been emotionally connecting to is coming off as a responsibility, as a burden, and it's something that you don't want in this cycle. You don't want to play a part in Leo season. Test your powers right now. You feel me? So get ready as we pick up the energies. I'm gonna be diving into that more towards the end of the week, but as we start getting to that full moon Aquarius, you start taking notice of these things. All right? Write all that shit down, because what you want to do is make space for the new moon, which the new moon is going to be a new moon in Leo. So yes, moon rituals are big. Moon rituals is actually the number one thing I'm telling people to start dealing with when it comes to exercising rituals with spirituality, period. I'm telling people start dealing with moon rituals. Deal with spiritual baths. Get your meditation on. Start dealing with more affirmations. Set up your altar. Understand what you need on your altar. Start helping you understand how to communicate with your guides, with your spiritual lineage. Start understanding what they want. If you have a family member you was really close to, because people be getting this shit twisted with ancestors. Y'all be thinking all your ancestors is down for you. No, not all your ancestors is down for you. Do y'all get along with every family member? Think about that. There's some family members y'all can't stand. There's some family members that is like, you got friends that's way more family than them. So y'all can't just be out here praising every ancestor. Y'all got some ancestors that don't give a fuck about your benefit, that might use you as a vessel to do other shit, give you all type of influences for you to do other shit that ain't got shit to do with your personal spiritual path, and they know that shit. But they working through you because you think just working for all your ancestors is good. So yeah, you practicing, getting in touch with building up an altar. So if you have a family member, that you was really tight with and they passed, but you was tight with them, positive relationship, everything, set up things on your altar that you knew they liked. If there was a certain candy that they liked, throw that on your altar. You feel me? Like small things like that. They appreciate that shit. So yeah, I'm big on moon rituals. What? Everybody need to be getting in tune with them. How would Chiron retrograde affect Chiron in Sag generation? So when y'all looking at Chiron being retrograde right now, the real emphasis is not just your Chiron placement. The emphasis is the house you have Aries in. That's what y'all want to be aware of. You don't want to look so much to your Chiron, because your Chiron is what you're experiencing all day. So the Chiron and Sag generation, y'all experiencing a lot of situations in your life, people teaching y'all the wrong shit. People bringing y'all into negative experiences, dropping false beliefs on y'all, and y'all have to start living your own life to realize the shit that people was trying to teach y'all, or the knowledge and wisdom, or the religions, the religious ass families y'all came into. Y'all gotta break out that shit and develop your own morals, your own forms of spirituality. But it takes you going through your own experiences to start breaking them barriers. So that's every day for you. That's your whole life with Chiron and Sag. So you want to know the house you have Aries, because that's the house Chiron right now is transiting. Now you a Chiron and Sag generation. So that means Chiron right now is trining your Chiron. When it comes to your natal Chiron, it's in fire. And when you look at Chiron right now, that's retrograde, that's in fire. It's in Aries. So by default, you're seeing some of your mistakes quicker than everybody else. People that have Chiron and Sag, or Aries, or Leo, y'all already dealing with seeing the mistakes a little bit ahead of time, quicker than other signs are. I got Chiron and Virgo. I'm not seeing my mistakes as quick as y'all is right now when it comes to my Aries house. When Chiron move into an earth sign, then I'll be able to deal with picking up, seeing certain things, preventing certain things to happen with certain mistakes and errors with my Chiron. So that's how that plays out. Okay, by default, with you being Chiron and fire already, you naturally learning, you naturally embracing mistakes and errors, dealing with creative expression, because fire deals with expression, period. Aries, Sagittarius, and Leos. Y'all, fire deals with creativity, expression, awareness, visions. All right, so by default, you know, but you want to focus on the house that you have Aries in. All right, focus on that house, because that house, the past couple of years, is the house you've been experiencing mistakes and errors, and you haven't been embracing times to inflict your individuality, express your individuality, take initiative. And even when you did, because just by default with Chiron there, you might have had some mistakes doing so. So that's what you want to pay attention to. It's a good question though. 6th house, Aries and Chiron emphasis. So boom, you got Chiron transiting your 6th house. So with Aries in the 6th house, you naturally have the influence to have an individual approach in the workplace. You don't like dealing with authority in the workplace. You bring a lot of passion to what you're working on in the workplace. You may not deal with it, whether you're in the workplace or what you're personally working on. You bring a lot of passion and strong intent to these places. Now, you need to learn to deal with more tact, more strategy to have your passion be in a certain container so it could be built upon in an efficient manner. I told y'all, whatever house y'all have Aries in, y'all already going through, y'all learning how to be individuals there. Y'all learning how to have strong self-intention there. Y'all learning how to cultivate your passions in this house. So with Aries in the 6th house, y'all passion could get taken advantage of in the workplace. People see you work dumb hard in the workplace. They start taking advantage of that. So that could be Aries in the 6th house. That could be Mars in the 6th house. Scorpio in the 6th house. So y'all got to make sure that shit not happening to y'all in y'all jobs or where y'all at in career. Motherfuckers not just, they seeing your hard ass work ethic and now they dumping more responsibilities on you. But your paycheck is the same though. Motherfucking paycheck ain't changed. But you gotta stay an extra half an hour after work. Like, can you just help us out, right? Can you just pay me out real quick? What are you talking about? What the fuck be wrong with these bosses and managers? Damn, the 3rd quarter started already? Fuck it. We talking about astrology. We're gonna talk during the finals. Fuck it. So, Chiron transiting your 6th house, bro. You made a couple of mistakes the past couple of years when it came to setting intentions on what you individually want to work on. You may have been dealing with, you deal with power and control issues when it comes to what you want to work on with Aries in the 6th house. So it's like, now that's Aries bring transformation because we so individual there. Anywhere you really individual in life, you're going to step on somebody's toes. Somebody going to have a problem with the shit you want to do. That's just life. That's just life. So that's why that shit creates transformation. So Aries in the 6th house, you go through so many power and control issues because the way you want to individually set up your schedule is going to step on somebody else's toes. It's going to put you're going to have to fight for that schedule. You're going to have to fight to want to work on your music or fight to want to go to school for this career, to have this major. You got to fight for all that shit in the 2nd house. What you want in your routine, what you want to work on. So yeah, Chiron there. While it's retrograde, you want to be reflecting and embracing all moments to take initiative, to step into your individuality when it comes to your routine in the workplace and whatnot. You feel me? Embrace that shit and you ain't here to compromise that shit. Wait, response couldn't be shared. What the fuck? How would my moon square Saturn affect my relationship endeavors? Moon in Libra, second house, Saturn in Cancer. So anything squaring the moon is something you got to learn to react and respond to, understand, connect to in this lifetime. If you got the moon square Saturn, there's certain things when it comes to, you got Saturn in what? The second house? In the 11th house. Moon in the second house. So when it comes to Saturn in the 11th house, you naturally know how to put restrictions. When it comes to certain associates, business relationships, you know how to see the substance in certain relationships, networking opportunities, all right? You know what to invest time into when it comes to working with others and seeing certain associates. Then you got the moon in the second house, powerful placement. That's what moon in the second house, very powerful placement. It's a master manifestor-like placement. Because the second house deals with your value system. It deals with how we create stability in reality in the physical realm. So the moon attracts. So when the moon is in this house, is exalted. So it's able to attract all type of support systems, all type of resources and physical reality to build upon your value system. This is why y'all moon in the second house people, y'all could get real superficial. Y'all could even get real lazy because y'all feel like y'all could just reel in any type of resources, any type of support. And then when you don't use the shit that you got already, you start panicking a little bit like, yo, wait, hold on. Where the help at? Where the resources at? It's like, universe is like, motherfucker, we've been giving you resources your whole damn life. Moon in the second house. You took advantage. You wasn't taking advantage of them. So with moon square Saturn, you need to learn to react to that 11th house. You need to learn to get more emotionally connected to that 11th house when it comes to how you take some of the resources that you have in the second house, or what you feel like you have overall, your creative endeavors, your talents, your traits, what you're good at. You need to learn how to take that and connect that to do business in that 11th house, to network in that 11th house. You probably, with moon square Saturn, you probably got so many ideas on how you could build with others in the 11th house, how you can network, how you could take something that you're creatively into and formulate a business in the outside world, and you sleep on it. But you could develop these ideas all day. You see ways to do this all day. You got to take advantage of it. Moon square Saturn. So since Saturn is home in the 11th house, it may not play out as harsh as it is for somebody else, because Saturn in the 11th house already understands what relationships to place time into, already knows, has a really good conscience of what to restrict in their life by default. When you got strong Saturn placements, you know how to do that shit. All right? I got Saturn in the first house is debilitated. So I restrict the wrong things sometimes. When it's times I should be personally expressing myself, I restrict that shit. When it comes to some personal endeavors in my life, I restrict that shit. And I be like, all right, it ain't time for that yet. But it's like, motherfucker, what you putting all these restrictions and barriers on your personal life for? You know, so that's just be Capricorn. Capricorn rises, Aquarius rises, know all about that shit. Have the best plan for something in your personal life, and Saturn be like, nope, it ain't time for that yet. Nope, we got to work on this. So we like, all right, fuck it. And it's like, yo, what are we doing? Why did we just restrict that? We be so used, Capricorn Aquarius rises be so used to restriction in their personal life. They be so used to have not being able to take shortcuts, that anytime it's something you personally want to express, you just have a natural psyche to suppress it. You have a natural psyche, especially for something creatively, because Saturn don't reflect light. So Aquarius, Capricorn rises, or Saturn in the first house, we be having personal creative ideas, personal aspirations, and we be putting this shit in the back burner for no reason. We be thinking we don't have the resources for it, the money for it. Don't no vision be needing money. All you need is a vision. All you need is a vision. If you fuck with that vision hard enough, it don't matter how much money you got. That's external shit. That's physical shit. If you got the vision, the imagination, the thought, the idea, you hit the jackpot already. That means you already esoterically created it in as above, so below. So when we say that shit, we just be saying that shit, and y'all think that shit is just cool to say. No, if you thought it, if you dreamed it, if you imagined it, it's created in another realm. It's up to you to figure out how to bring it down into reality. But because we so condensed in reality, we deal with so much time, we deal with so many programs, You start thinking about all that shit when it's time to work on your dream. You start thinking about all that shit when you think you need resources to make something happen. Fuck all them programs. Fuck reality. Trust your vision and your intuition. Let universe, once you start taking steps towards that, universe is going to drop everything you need in your life that's going to help you manifest that. So, but yeah, overall, Moon square Saturn in 11th house. You need to learn to react more to your business endeavors and the business ideas you have in that house. The ways you see creating stability in that house. You need to make sure you're connecting your business and your creative endeavors in that house some more. You probably don't react to that shit as much. You probably don't take time to understand how you could really work, you know, your individuality inside out to the public environment. And the moon in second house is going to be creative. The moon in second house has high self-esteem a lot of the time because the second house deals with your value system. So the moon in this house is learning how to nurture and understand what they have. Understand their creative endeavors. Understand their resources. Understand their talents. The moon deals with understanding. So it's a powerful placement to have that in that second house. Don't sleep on yourself. Do I put a lot of emphasis on degrees? Hell yeah. I be telling y'all, I deal with cusp all day, every day. So if you got a planet 28, 29, 0, 1, 2 degrees, that's big. It's important to understand that. When it comes to y'all suns and moons, understanding the decons. So I don't go too deep on the first degrees, the Aries degrees, second degrees, the Taurus degree. I don't really rock with that system so heavy. I'm more focused on like 0 through 9 degrees, 10 through 19 degrees, 20 through 29 degrees, looking at decons. The thing that's important about certain degrees is when you start getting into fixed star systems. And me, myself, I'm still learning fixed star systems myself. That's why I be tapping into Chiros, Dolo the Pilot Man. I'm learning fixed stars from them for real and just on my own personal research. That's what I really be studying a lot of the time. You know, fixed stars, synastry placements, how we deal with attraction in the chart, why we attract something. Those like the main things I be studying at this point, you know, in this chapter of my studies or whatnot. But that's why that shit is mad important. You can have a planet, because when we talk about fixed stars, y'all gotta understand, like, we just one solar system, but there's other solar systems and star systems around us. So when you look at 10 degrees Sagittarius, that specific degree may be influenced by the dark hole, by the galactic center. So now this influences this type of Sagittarius, you feel me? So that's the shit I'm into right now. That's the shit I'm studying, getting the fixed stars down. So shout out to Cheryl. Shout out to Cheryl's in them. Should be cracking them shits. But yeah, it's important as far as degrees, y'all got to know y'all cusp planets. Y'all got planets on cusp, y'all got to know those. Y'all got to know those. If I'm watching, if I'm dealing, I'm a Libra Scorpio. So it's like if I'm studying any placement and I'm trying to see how it's about to affect all of us, I take that shit into consideration from the Libra perspective and the Scorpio perspective. My sun is making contact with that constellation. So part of the ways that I see and act is not just Libra energy, it's Scorpio energy. So anything hitting Scorpio, I know that shit hitting me too. So this is why y'all got to know y'all cusp signs or cusp placements. Leo rising, Leo in the first house with Chiron and Venus. So, you know, you personally influence to personally create, personally be creative, to personally shine, to make sure your personal aspirations you naturally gain attention. You naturally gain attention as a Leo rising. And y'all also gain secret haters too, because the things that y'all do personally, naturally, people think y'all take a lot of time to do that shit. So the way a Leo rising dress, the way they tell jokes, the way y'all do y'all hair, people think y'all wake up in the morning putting so much time. No, that's just a Leo rising. That's their personality. That's the sun in the first house. They know how, they naturally shine personally. They naturally walk in the room with their charisma. Even an introverted Leo rising. My niece, she a Leo sun, Leo rising, Virgo moon. So she ain't the most, so she creative as hell. But sometimes we gotta, y'all Virgo moons be shaky though. Y'all Virgo moons be scary, be nervous as hell, overthinking everything, be suppressing all type of forms of creativity because security is y'all thing. You feel me? So it's like, you know, you can have certain placements that alter certain things, but the Leo rising is already gonna gain a lot of attention. She gets all the attention in the family. Like, it's like she find herself center stage all the time. She don't even be trying to do that shit. So Leo risings, yeah, that's y'all personality. Y'all naturally get that type of energy. But you got, what's the name in there? Chiron and Venus. So, oh damn, Leo rising with Venus. Yeah, you got an ego. Yeah, you got an ego. Yeah, you got a big head. Yeah, you already got Leo in there. So Leo gonna bring attention to your first house. You're already creative as hell in the first house. Then you got Venus in there. So you get all the love and appreciation to your personal goals. You got all this personal charm. You just be working your personality. You just be working your personality to create all type of opportunities and getting certain doors, and people be inviting you because they love your energy and all type of shit. Your charm be just open up opportunities. But then you got Chiron in there. So this is why I know you probably like, nah, Boro, like, I know, like, I'm creative, but like I struggle sometimes dealing with being on the stage or expressing myself. Yeah, you got Chiron in a fire sign, especially Leo. Chiron and Leo, having Chiron in fire signs, you're going to have a lot of mistakes and errors and stumbles when it comes to how you express yourself, period. So then y'all may experience this shit early in life to the point y'all start developing insecurities in life. And it's like when it's time to creatively express yourself, you're like, man, I'm good. They're like, no, go on the stage, sing the song, do your poetry, like do your spoken word. You're like, I'm good. All you thinking about is that time the talent show in 5th grade when motherfuckers booed you off the stage. That's all you're thinking about. Chiron and Leo. And Chiron and Leo, people be hating on your creative expression. Like, y'all get haters, Chiron and Leo. So you'll be the most talented person in your family. And at a young age, your siblings be hating. Your friends be hating on you because they wish they was that creative. And now you start thinking you're not that creative. Now you start thinking you're not that talented until you get a real true soul tribe friend like me. Until you really start connecting with your soul tribe or real best friends, real friends you was connected with in your previous lifetime. They're like, how long you was able to sing? How long you was been able to rap? And you've been suppressing that shit? Chiron and Leo shit. Cancer rising with Jupiter and Chiron. Oh, God damn, what's up with the Chirons in the first house? Y'all Chiron heavy. That Chiron in the first house going crazy tonight. So, Cancer risings, you got the moon ruling your first house. The first house deal with your personal presentation, your personal issues. So it's like, excuse me, I fuck these oxtails up tonight. I've been going oxtail crazy past 2 weeks. I need to calm the fuck down on them shits. But there's this motherfucking the Jamaican restaurant be hooking them shits up. But okay, Cancer in the first house. You got the moon ruling your first house. And the first house deal with personal expression. So it's like when you got Cancer in the first house, y'all wear y'all emotion on the sleeve. We see y'all passion. We see y'all emotion. We see how exciting y'all could be, how charged up y'all could be, what y'all emotionally connected to personally. Y'all can't hide y'all emotion. And y'all will express some goddamn emotion. Y'all are going to personally express how y'all feel. So yeah, that Cancer in the first house energy is strong. And then you got Jupiter in there. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So the fact that you incarnated into this realm with Jupiter and Cancer, you came in with some knowledge and wisdom. Y'all some wise ass spirits. That Jupiter and Cancer generation. Y'all wise as a mug. You feel me? Y'all are able, Jupiter and Cancer knows how to develop emotional intelligence quick. Cancer moons know how to develop emotional intelligence quick. The suns, they on their way there, but they don't do it as quickly as the moons or Jupiters and Cancers. The energy you got Jupiter in is already an energy that you brought knowledge and wisdom from. So you already brought wisdom on dealing with the subconscious and the emotions. You probably know how to protect your sacred space, protect your personal space more than others. And then you probably learned this quick in life, you know, on how to deal with connecting your personal emotions with others. All right, or how to you're more wise personally expressing yourself as a Cancer rising than a regular with Jupiter in the first house than a regular Cancer rising. Cancer rising may be way more baby like, just expressing their emotions in the first house. You got Jupiter in here, so you start learning early in life. I can't just be projecting my emotion like this all over in the first house. I have to have some knowledge and wisdom with how I conduct my personal outlook on things. I have to have some, I have to understand the way I personally express myself, that I'm powerful. I got the moon in the first house. So when I express things personally, that shit hold weight. That shit impacts others. So you're more conscious of how you connect yourself with Jupiter in that first house. And Jupiter in the first house already Cancer got an influence of Jupiter. So Cancer risings are gonna naturally, philosophically, they're gonna express themselves from a philosophical point of view. Why the fuck? They're gonna naturally express themselves from a philosophical, spiritual, open-minded point of view. But shit, Jupiter alone in the first house is gonna bring us somebody that has an open-minded outlook on the world. They don't really have mundane ways of looking at things, digesting things personally. Everything is from a spiritual point of view. But it attracts a lot of experiences in your first house, and that first house could get reckless with Jupiter in there, could get scattered, because you're going through so much episodes and experiences. You're learning a lot of things. You're probably your first house mad adventurous at times. Okay? Sometimes you just gotta take a weekend to slow it the fuck down. Stay home. Okay? Now Chiron in the first house, Chiron in Cancer, you go through a lot of frustrations when you're trying to deal with connecting. When you connecting with other individuals, or it don't have to be an individual. Whatever you connecting to, whatever you trying to connect to, with motherfucking Chiron in Cancer, you gonna deal with some situations like you trying to connect motherfucking Wi-Fi and that shit not connecting right. Cancer and Chiron and Cancer start tripping. Anytime you taking some emotion and you put it into the external realm and it ain't reciprocated or nurtured back, oh shit, Chiron and Cancer be tripping. You feel me? And you're gonna go through mistakes and errors, learning who to connect to, who to personally connect to. Chiron in the first house has to learn how to not build insecurities when they experience certain mistakes and errors, dealing with all forms of personal expression. You have to understand the fire houses is all dealing with expression. Fire deal with expression. First house, personal expression. Personal expression, personal goals, personal aspirations. Fifth house, huge emphasis on creative expression. Y'all always hear me say this is the stage house. This is the spotlight house. We got Cheryls in the building. We got the guru Cheryls in the building. All right? I was just talking about you Cheryls breaking down them fixed stars. I be trying to learn them goddamn fixed stars from you, girl. You just be, how the fuck you be knowing all them damn fixed stars by default? There's a million of them motherfuckers. You be pulling them shits out your goddamn subconscious. Your psychic ass. But when we looking at the fifth house, that's creative, artistic expression. Okay? That's the spotlight house, the stage house. Ninth house, that's more of a philosophical form of expression. You expressing your knowledge and wisdom there. So a lot of people with planets in the first house gonna be personally expressive. A lot of planets in the fifth house gonna be creatively expressive. They're gonna be dealing with their creative endeavors. A lot of planets in the ninth house, these are your pastors. This is me. This is my black ass. Can't have a regular conversation. All my conversation turns spiritual quick. That's the shit I'm expressing a lot of the times. I write music. So even when I write music, my shit got some lesson and some meaning and reasoning to it. Some philosophical shit behind the shit. That's that Sun and Jupiter in the ninth. Alright? So that's how y'all decipher y'all fire houses. All of them dealing with expression. But fire deals with creativity, period. So you can have a lot of planets in the ninth house and just be dealing with, your music, dealing with your art, dealing with forms of creative expression. A lot of fire influences, fire houses, fire signs. These are some real creative individuals. Alright? Yo, Z, you already know what it is. It's up. It's always up. It's always up, gang. Oh, this just turned into a Chiron Q&A? Damn. Sagittarius Sun, Gemini rising with Gemini and Chiron in the first house. All right. So, when y'all say y'all rising sign, y'all gotta tell me what's in the first house. That's first house, rising sign, the same terminology for it. All right, guys. So when we looking at you a Gemini rising, Chiron in the first house. So Chiron in Gemini deals with a lot of mistakes and errors when it comes to communication, understanding who to exchange your thoughts with, who to even be connecting and associating yourself with. But it's in your first house, so you personally connect to the wrong people at times. You take advice from the wrong people at times in your personal life. Just because the person is in your first house, just because they somebody you personally familiar with, don't mean you need to be taking all type of information with them motherfuckers. And you start learning that. So, I got all type of oxtails in my goddamn teeth. Y'all know I got some crooked teeth. I know y'all be all up in my grill sometimes like, goddamn, boy, that bottom row, you gotta do something about that. Shout out to J. Cole. You gotta embrace your crooked smile. Fuck it. But these shits don't help. I be eating all type of shit getting twisted in this motherfucker. All type of oxtail meat. But that Chiron in the first house though, and that's the thing, you a Gemini rising, so you got air in the first house, you naturally attracting a bunch of motherfucking interactions and relationships in the first house. A bunch of communication. People critiquing you all the time personally. LeBron James is a Gemini rising. He probably the most critiqued athlete of all time. He a Gemini rising. Ain't nobody ever went through the amount of criticism he's been at. You feel me? But he's conquered all of that shit. He's conquered all of that shit. If not even more than what we thought he was gonna be doing. He's done way more than all the heavy critique they done threw at that nigga as a Gemini rising. The mind of the Gemini, right? He a Capricorn Sun, Aries Moon. So he dealing with a lot of cardinal energy when it comes to his sun and his moon. Very determined individual. And both Aries ruled by Mars. His sun is ruled by Saturn, but Capricorn got a Mars influence. So he's a determined ass individual. He came out the womb determined. This is why he's too locked into what he wanted to build. You feel me? Since the gate. And Capricorn, that Saturn energy gonna bring discipline, gonna bring a work ethic behind the Aries moon. His work ethic is stupid. His durability is so high. That's why he barely get injured throughout his career, even though he been getting fucking injured as shit these last 2 years. But besides that Gemini rising, this is why motherfuck college and all that stupid shit. Fuck school. Fuck a school. You got air in your chart. He could articulate himself. He opened up schools, do all type of speeches, know how to articulate himself in interviews. That's that Gemini rising. The way they personally articulate themselves is y'all are wizards with personal communication. Y'all are actually not as impulsive with communication. Man, this game is crazy. Y'all are actually not as impulsive as the Gemini Sun and Moon. Gemini Sun and Moon communicate way more impulsively. Gemini Moon get the thought, they shoot that shit right the fuck out. I'd say it goes the sun most impulsive, then the moon, then the rising the least. The rising know how to talk to themselves the most. Is in the first house. The rising know how to have self-conversation, Gemini risings. So when you having them self-conversations with yourself, simply take, as a Gemini rising, you have to make sure you're trusting your intuition some more. Trusting what you already know. You intelligent as hell. Chiron in the first house gonna have you trusting so much advice from other people in your personal life, and you manifest so much situations like, I knew better. What the fuck? I already knew that personally. Why did I allow this person to convince me that? Persuade me that? And Geminis could be, air signs could be gullible. Not so much Aquarius. Geminis and Libras could be very gullible. So you gotta be careful of that shit. Oh, and then you got Sagittarius Sun too, my bad. So with that Sagittarius Sun, you got all that. You got heavy mutable energy in your sun and your rising. What did I tweet today about mutable signs? Y'all end every season. So y'all watching the cardinal and fixed signs. We about to go in Leo season. And after that, it ends with Virgo. So Virgo's watching all of this shit right now. Virgo's just watching Cancer. Everybody be emotionally unstable. Everybody just upside down with their goddamn emotions. Then Virgo's watching everybody motherfucking about to lose their mind. Leo season, just be out and about, trying to gain attention, express themselves, be seen. More bathing suit pictures and shit on social media. You feel me? Everybody trying to show their summer body off. Everybody going on more vacations. Everybody shooting their solar plexus energy out. Virgo watching all of that shit. So by the time we get into Virgo season, Virgo knows, right, Virgo say the receipts for later. That's Virgo's middle name, receipts. I think young Pharaoh is a Virgo, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's a Virgo. And ain't that his theme? Receipts? Oh, I got receipts for their ass. Nature Boy, what? Somebody tell Nature Boy get on live. I got receipts for his ass. Oh yeah, y'all know how I come, family. Y'all know I got my PowerPoint slides. I ain't playing with these motherfuckers. Right, he's a Virgo. Virgos ain't got, listen, Virgos ain't, y'all think y'all gonna be in relationships cheating on Virgos and they're not gonna find out? Y'all think y'all gonna be doing business with Virgos and paying yourself more and they're not gonna find out? Y'all drunk. Y'all is drunk. Y'all think, y'all bugging. Listen. If I'm paying attention to an influencer or something, like say I'm paying attention to like another spiritual influencer or something, and then I've been watching this motherfucker for weeks or something, and then my Virgo friend come around, my Virgo friend is like, something's up with this motherfucker. I know astrology. As soon as the Virgos say that, I'm like, what you see? What's your spider sense is tingling? Talk to me. What's up? Because I know they archetype. I know they psyche. Somebody else might look at it like, oh, this Virgo always hating or always just critiquing or complaining about some shit. No, you better listen to that goddamn Virgo. If your mom is a Virgo, your dad is a Virgo, and you bring your partner home, and your parent got a funny feeling about your partner, you better listen to your parent. There's some shit Virgos see that we don't see. That's the mutable signs. They wise asses. You could say the mutable signs is more the wiser signs in the zodiac. You feel me? They watching cardinal signs and fixed signs just do whatever the fuck they doing. By the time they get in their season, they got so much experience, knowledge, and wisdom just watching everybody else doing everything. They know the mistakes all the cardinal signs and fixed signs made. They see all the things they could have did that they didn't do. And the fact that you were Sagittarius Sun, Gemini rising shows me that when it comes to your actions and your personal life, you're mutable. So you're real flexible and adaptable. So what I said about mutable signs, because y'all so flexible and adaptable, y'all end up looking out for the cardinal and fixed signs so much and everybody else, to the point it's like Virgos, Geminis, Pisces, Sag. What about y'all? What about y'all shit? Y'all too open to the world. Zoning on y'all shit. We know y'all here to help the cardinal and fixed signs. But that wisdom can't just be for everybody else. How do y'all apply it? So Virgos know how to critique the external realm. Gemini know how to critique the world and how they deal with relationships. Sagittarius know how to critique everybody in the spiritual community. Know how to observe everybody in the spiritual community. Pisces, they know how to critique and understand everybody with the subconscious and the emotions. But what about how y'all apply this into y'all lives? So that's my thing with the mutable signs. That's what I want y'all to understand. Y'all got to make y'all wisdom work for y'all. Y'all got all that information. Y'all gain all that watching the cardinal and fixed signs. That has to be applied in y'all lives. And once y'all start turning that switch, it's game time. Once y'all start, because y'all could float. Mutable signs could float too much. Gemini could be all over the place. Virgo could be, their minds could be stuck working, paying attention to too many things. Pisces, you babysitting everybody's emotions. You babysitting everybody's emotions in this realm. And Sagittarius, every day is an adventure. Every day you wake up in the morning like no to-do list, no nothing planned, like all right life, all right universe, just take me wherever today. Your free-spirited ass. Once y'all start honing in on y'all knowledge and wisdom and y'all experiences and y'all giving perspective and making your flexibility work for your personal intentions, nobody can fuck with no mutable sign. Pisces, Sun, and Lilith in the 12th house. All right, now, when we look at Lilith, Lilith brings dark moments. Lilith brings transformative moments. It pulls heavy emotion. And it brings us to the dark side. It makes you aware of your dark side, and it shows you where you need to do shadow work in. And also brings some high vulnerable moments. A lot of these moments with Lilith is going to be at the ages like 28, like Saturn return time, like 28 up to like 33. Those when the most intense Lilith moments be. Not saying you can't have a Lilith moment at 20, 21, 35, 40. I'm just saying that area right there, that if you in between them ages 28, 33, life be real around them times. Life get real. Everything that you can't go past the ages. You cannot pass 28 and 33 and be 34 and not be shaken, transformed, forced to evolve, it's impossible. It's impossible. You're gonna be forced to transform. You're gonna understand your insecurities and what you're vulnerable at, what you're weak at, what you need to do shadow work at. So you could continue being 35, 34, 35, 36, 37. You could continue to neglect it. You could continue not do the work, but you gonna know what it is though. When you 24, 25, 26, you still getting slapped. You getting light slaps in the hand. You still considered young. But when you start getting to them last 3 years of your 20s, 27 up to 30, it's quiet for all that shit. You esoterically, universe ain't sparing you like that no more. When you get to like 27 and shit, life start getting real. So with Dark Lilith, you already a Pisces sun, so what you dealing with by default, what your sun is paying attention to and influenced by is creativity, the subconscious, everything but reality, your imagination, you feel me? What you want to creatively bring into this realm, your dreams, your intuition, spirituality, your belief system, astrology, how you deal with your clairvoyance. That's Pisces sun all day, every day. Your painting, your music, your poetry. That's living life for a Pisces sun, all right? Now, you got Lilith in the 12th house. So you're going to go through a lot of vulnerable moments, understanding how to persevere through times where everything in that 12th house ain't connecting the way you want it to connect. With your fantasies, your imagination, all the things you daydream about, your aspirations in life. You're going to feel that. You feel that shit the years heavy, 28 through 33. It may be a lot of times you was really going to bed like, yo, how am I going to bring this into reality? How am I going to make this shit shake? And Lilith is forcing you to look at all insecurities, all dark sides of yourself that could be holding that 12th house back. That's what Lilith is doing in the 12th house. Now, you a Pisces sun. You a Pisces sun. So you naturally gifted with creativity. You naturally gifted with dealing with the subconscious realm in your imagination. You can't be letting reality suppress that shit. And Lilith in that 12th house is putting you into scenarios at times to make you feel like you can't. Lilith in the 12th house will put you into scenarios where you'll be like, damn, like I don't even want to live if I can't get this imagination off. And you're forced to get that shit off. You're forced to dive into your imagination. You're forced to eliminate all insecurities. You're forced to look in the mirror and see where your insecurities are at when it comes to how you hold yourself back with your imagination and with your dreams. Other people could go their life not acknowledging their dreams. Other people could go to sleep and just dream when they sleep and wake up in the morning and just wake up back into a realistic program. Not Lilith in the 12th house. You forced to come in contact with that shit. You forced to see what you made of when it comes to your imagination. You feel me? And you got to embrace that. And there's so much growth to come through with us embracing our Lilith energies. Venus in Virgo in the 11th house. How to prepare for upcoming Venus transit. Okay, so wherever Venus is transiting, I love me a Venus transit. What is you talking about? I love me a Venus transit. Why? Because Venus brings support. I know it's maybe a chance I might meet new people that's willing to support or appreciate what I'm into in that house. All right, in some type of shape or form is a lot of situations for people to add more positivity to pour into what you're doing in that house, and you're going to be naturally influenced to do this yourself in that house. So with Venus with Virgo in the 11th house, you're already really critical. when it comes to who you associate yourself with, who you network with, going into new environments. When your friends is trying to bring you to places you never been, like, you highly critical. Like, all right, who gonna be there? What time the party start? Who's hosting that shit? The 11th house deal with the public environment. So anything in the outside world, you're very critical of how you conduct yourself in the outside world. And you receive a lot of critique when you're working with others, associating with others, dealing with group work. So that shit may make you want to start doing shit on your own sometimes and shit too. You feel like there's always a fucking problem when you're working with others. But you got Venus in the 11th house. So this shakes shit up a little bit, because Venus in the 11th house makes you value and appreciate how you deal with the outside world. It makes you want to connect to these associates. It makes you want to connect to community. It makes you want to take your creativity and get it out in the public environment. That's what you find love and pleasure in. Venus in the air house already gets mixy. Venus deal with love and pleasures and connecting. So if you got Venus in the air house, you already got some mixiness to you. Now 11th house deal with more business relationships and associates and you know, business groups and shit. But it's still an air house. So Venus gonna appreciate mingling, doing new things in the outside world by default. So the way you want to prepare for Venus coming in this house, just understand everything that you're working on in that 11th house. You got Virgo in the 11th house. I was just breaking this down on my Patreon. I just broke down, I was just talking about the air houses. When you got Earth in your air houses, you have a realistic approach. You develop a realistic approach to relationships early in life. So you got Virgo in the 11th house. You most likely have motherfucking Capricorn in your 2nd house, Taurus in your 6th house. I mean, Taurus in your 7th house. So you most likely a Pisces, not a Pisces rising, Scorpio rising. So with Earth in your air houses, you're influenced to have a realistic approach with how you communicate to others. You probably have a real introverted approach to your relationships. You let others push out more so you can understand how you could build with them, or if they're worthy to build and connect with. You're really stable with your relationships. You don't like unstable relationships. So with Virgo in the 11th house, you're always real critical to see who is it you're going to associate yourself with, network with, do business projects with. So now with Venus coming into this house, it's going to be your Venus birthday. All right, it's going to be your Venus return. Expect you're going to go through an evolution with how you deal with your love and appreciation in this house. Yeah, Scorpio rising. Okay. So look, so you a Scorpio rising, Aries moon, and you have Venus and Virgo. You deal with ups and downs with love in this lifetime. Scorpio don't fuck with Venus. Aries don't fuck with Venus. Venus don't fuck with Virgo. And you got Venus in Virgo. So you may not look at love and appreciation the right way. Either you get it, you don't realize it's really love, you overthink that shit. Or, you know, when you get love, sometimes you overwork the shit. You don't know how to let it flow. So with it about to be your Venus return, Venus transiting that 11th house, you want to make sure you're open to understanding what love is. You're about to make an evolution with your love. Whenever we got these returns, whether it's your solar return, lunar return, Venus return, some of y'all got Mars and Venus and Leo right now. Y'all experiencing y'all Mars and Venus returns. Y'all evolving right now with how y'all deal with that energy. So Venus transiting Virgo, you're about to evolve with the ways that you're going to learn how to work on your love, learning to let your love flow some more, learning how to connect your love more wisely in that 11th house, learning how to receive love in that house. You got Venus in that house. So when I do my twin flame love potential readings, I'm breaking down that 7th house lord and aspects to your Venus as well, to understand what lessons and opportunities, what natural lessons you have with love that could block opportunities, and what natural gifts and opportunities you have with love. But when we're looking at the house Venus is in, that house is also the house where we can find love. The house you have Venus in by default, because Venus is already looking for love and pleasures in this house. Venus is already dealing with trying to see who she could connect to. So that's why I say Venus get mixy in the air houses. She got mixy there. But you got Venus and Virgo, and you a Scorpio rising, Aries sun. So you could find yourself overcompensating for love. You could find yourself dealing with certain friends and associates, and you doing the most. And you're not even giving them you're not giving yourself an opportunity to even see if they reciprocate in all of the shit that you value and your appreciation, your support, because you overworking it. You're not even giving somebody a chance to show you that y'all Venus and Virgos be in relationships and niggas just be toothpick. just be chilling, because you doing all the work in the love. You doing all the work. You doing all the understanding, all the compromising. Virgo don't know how to not work on some shit. Virgo don't know how to not work on some shit. So when it's in when Venus get in there, she just be overly stimulated with love. She work on it too much, don't know how to let it flow, is trying to regiment it, routine it, schedule it. It's like, no, let that motherfucker do some work with love. Let your partner make you some goddamn Sunday breakfast out this motherfucker. Now I know you Virgos could cook like a motherfucker, but still. Y'all could cook like a goddamn Virgos could cook like a motherfucker, Virgo sun, Virgo risings. Goddamn. So yeah, y'all gotta, that's what you gotta make sure you gotta be open to making this evolution right now with your love, with Venus coming into this 11th house. Okay? It's gonna show you about to see relationships that you've been overcompensating for, and relationships that truly do support you. You about to see that with way more clarity right now, right? Moon Fairy Bitch, I love that goddamn name. Thoughts on Pluto, first house in Cancer, 8th house, stellium with Venus, Sun, Mercury. Okay. Pluto in the first house, you're going through all type of personal transformations in this lifetime. The motherfucker you was 10 years ago is nowhere near the person you was 8 years ago, is nowhere near the person you was 5 years ago, nowhere near the person you was 3 years ago. You a different person every time, every other year with Pluto in the first house. You going through a lot of things that you're trying to, you go through a lot of power and control issues in the first house with Pluto in the first house, because you got so much goddamn passion and long-term intentions in this house. And you're always seeing how to shed the old you. Pluto's always forcing you to evolve. So Pluto in the first house, you're always trying to see how to shed the old you. Shed old skin. All the shit you personally experienced, you're trying to see how to evolve from that shit. Pluto in the first house be the first person to tell another motherfucker like, yeah, that's life. Y'all be the first, yeah, that's life. You went through that shit personally. Alright, that's life. That shit go mold you. That's Pluto in the first house all day, every day. All day, every day. You feel me? Passionate as individual as personalities. Okay? And you're constantly learning what to put expiration dates on your personal life. Now with that 8th house stellium, you got Venus in there. I got Venus in the 8th house. You got Venus, Sun, Mercury, and Saturn. Listen, when you got an 8th house stellium period, you already gonna be a behind the scenes ass motherfucker. You already gonna be behind the scenes as hell. Because you dealing with so much energies in this lifetime that's forcing you to be behind the scenes. You dealing with so much hidden agendas. You dealing with, my bad, y'all. I could have swore my phone was on Do Not Disturb. I could have swore. But anyways. That 8th house stellium, Venus, Sun, and Mercury, and Saturn in there. You already going through all them energies, you keeping you active in the 8th house. So you're constantly learning how to deal with the subconscious, hidden energies, hidden agendas. All right. You're learning how to move behind the scenes with certain energies. So you got Venus in the 8th house. Let's break it down. You got Venus in the 8th house. Your love is behind the scenes. AKA you don't be wanting to put your relationships on Front Street. Them shits be private as hell, and they intense, they passionate as hell. And you deal with vulnerability, bringing your love to the surface, connecting your emotions at times. You got to learn to embrace that. And you deal with hidden agendas with your love. So you got to take your love one day at a time. Motherfuckers be funny, be doing funny shit when you got Venus in the 8th house. Funny shit. Sun in the 8th house. You bring light to that house. So it get a little tricky here, because the 8th house is the 8th house. The 8th house is like a dark ass cave. But if I put a flashlight in the cave, I ain't gonna see everything. I'm just seeing that little percentage of where the flashlight is at. So Sun in the 8th house, y'all real intuitive, but sometimes y'all pre-assume because y'all think y'all seeing everything. So y'all bring light to the dark, aka y'all have strong intuition. Y'all pick up strong subconscious feels about things behind the dark. Y'all gotta make sure y'all don't assume things. Y'all gotta let that shit come to the light. Once y'all start learning how to trust that, woo, that's Sun in the 8th house. Y'all some bad motherfuckers. Don't nothing go over y'all head. And then you got Mercury in the 8th house, investigative ass mind. Your mind knows how to move and swim behind the scenes. You know how to read between the lines. You know how to know when a motherfucker communicating something and that's not their true intention. You feel me? And you can have real passionate dark thoughts too. You can have some dark ass thoughts, Mercury in the 8th house. And then you got Saturn in the 8th house. This is a water house. So Saturn knows how to use its passions and motives to build something here. It has a realistic approach to its passions and motives And the 8th house deals with shared values. So you know how to use a motherfucker. Make sure you're not jumping into heavy demon energy. Chanel, Chiron in Cancer, 12th house. What can I learn with this placement as a Cancer rising? So, did we break down Cancer, Chiron in Cancer just now in the 5th house? Yeah, so Chiron and Cancer in the 5th house, you're going through a lot of, mistakes and errors when it comes to how you connect with others. You know, how you deal with your emotional stability at times. You know, you having to learn you can't personally connect your emotions to certain individuals. You can't project your emotions on others personally a lot of the time. And it could almost feel like, it's like, damn, who's around Chiron and Cancer in the 1st house? Who's around to connect my emotions to personally? Sometimes it could feel like that with Chiron and the Cancer in the 1st house. All right? And Chiron in the 1st house overall has to learn how to embrace personally expressing themselves. So you may suppress some of your emotion in that 1st house at times. You may suppress some of your outlooks based off of you personally expressing yourself before and it coming off, left to other people putting your shit down, underestimating yourself. So you have to, as a Cancer rising, you have to embrace being more wise with how you make decisions in your personal life based off the emotion. Sometimes just making decisions purely based off the emotion and not taking your time to digest the situation and see what you're connecting to, that could help you a whole lot trying to understand how to be more wise in your personal life. All right. But yeah. I'm bugging. You got Chiron in the 12th house. My bad. You said Cancer rising, so that shit threw me off in the 1st house. So, yeah, Chiron in the 12th house, you're going to go through a lot of mistakes and errors with your creativity. And we spoke about this. We spoke about that issue with, your creativity. You feel like your creativity being suppressed when we spoke about this. So Chiron in the 12th house may have a whole lot to do with that. It may have been situations in your life you was dealing with creativity and you created certain insecurities because that got shot down, that got underestimated or in some type of shape or form. And now it makes you not want to tap into your imagination as much. It fucks up your belief system. It fucks up how you put belief into yourself. So you need to make sure you exercising belief and faith and utilizing your imagination as much as possible with Chiron in that 12th house. People would hate on your imagination. People would hate on your creativity. People would tell you you're not as intuitive as you are as a Cancer rising. So you got to make sure people don't project on you in that type of way. Thoughts on Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars in the 10th house, Gemini with Cap Moon. So you got a 10th house stellium. So your whole life you trying to learn how to build stability. Your whole life you trying to understand how to, use your social status and your reputation to make something out of yourself, to build a foundation in life. You feel, is the moon in there? Oh, you a Cap Moon. The moon is not in there, but you a Cap Moon just like me. So what makes you the most comfortable is your goddamn finances, career, and structure and stability in this lifetime. So yeah, you got all type of energies influencing career building and whatnot in your in this lifetime. You a Cap Moon and you got a heavy 10th house. Capricorn comes out the 10th house. So you got to make sure you could use your Gemini Sun to learn how to work your relationships to build, but you also got to make sure that you don't create so much imbalances in your life, especially within the home and family environment. You got all them energies in the 10th house. You got 10th house stellium. When it comes to people you really care about, family environment, you may not pay attention to that shit that much. You're already a Cap Moon. And as a Cap Moon, you might have manifested so much responsibility in the home anyways. It's like, damn, you got to be the parent to your parents. You got to be the parent to your siblings, Capricorn Moon. You got to start taking care of the household at an early age type shit. So it start throwing that shit. It start throwing off how you even deal with the emotions. Make you start getting more colder and shit. So you got to be conscious of that shit. But with that Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, Sun makes you aware of how you could build on your how you could build. The Sun keeps you highly aware of what your reputation and how you're known. So you always know how to use your reputation. Mercury is going to make you very analytical in the 10th house, so your mind is always on career. Your mind is always on business and structure, so that your mind be away from family. Then Venus is in here. You always getting support. When you get new check, when you get paid, or when you get hired, or when you have a milestone, an accomplishment in your 10th house, that's what Venus find pleasures in. She love that shit. And you manifest support with Venus in the 10th house. You may be getting job applications, job opportunities you didn't even work for. So you got to make sure you take advantage and you appreciate that when you get them with Venus in the 10th house. And then you got Mars there. Strong ass placement. Mars is basically hype as hell because it gets to gain recognition. Oh my God, son. I thought I had my phone on do not disturb. So Mars gets hyped because it gains so much recognition in this house. It gains so much recognition and popularity just for his passions. Just for setting intentions on things. That's it. So Mars is like, I bet. Like, I want to fucking do music. Like, you telling me I'm already passionate about making music. You tell me I get to get popular for this shit, get known for this shit? That's Mars in the 10th house all day, every day. It got a stupid passion to build career and stability up in that house. You feel me? But all right, family, I'm about to shut this down. I want to get just quick Q&A real quick. I'm gonna jump on tomorrow. I'm gonna have a topic most likely tomorrow. I wanted to jump on earlier today. We're gonna get into a specific topic because it was late or whatnot. I just want to get a quick Q&A in with you guys. So I hope y'all enjoying this Sagittarius moon transit. I believe. Hold on, let me just check something out real quick. I believe the moon is moving into Cap late tomorrow. Yeah, so Sagittarius 18 degrees. So we dealing with that shift of energy tomorrow. Just like I was talking about that shift of energy today, we dealing with that shit late tomorrow. So we gonna have Sagittarius for the majority of the day, but we jumping into that Cap moon, and we gonna be one sign away from that Aquarius full buck moon, and we gonna get into that. All right, family? Y'all already know. Peace.